Hello.
Hey, lady. Oh,
How's
what you
it
got on your
going?
pants? What you got on your pants there? What does that
Oh,
say?
good. Plant power. Plants. Powered by plants. My BFF got me these. Aren't they
Did
cute?
I?
Yes. How's it going?
Going. I'm here.
Going.
You're here.
I'm
We're here.
here.
Who
Yes.
are you?
This is my crib.
But who are you?
What did you say?
I said, who are you?
Oh, sorry. The one and only Amber Glow.
And I'm Carly Green from the Green and Glow Lifestyle Podcasters.
My goodness, lady. How have you awesomely been?
I've been. I've been a
Been.
little under the weather. I seem to be under the weather, but it's the children. I'm blaming it all on them. Homeschool, no sickness. Public school, all the sickness. It's like a
Wow.
petri dish for disease.
Yes. Get it all. Get
Oh,
it
but I'm all
all.
right. Managing. I'm taking like all my herbs and tinctures and tonics and liquids.
Right.
Water break. Let's just start that
Right.
off.
Man,
Yeah.
my water's all the way in the other room. I had the
Oh,
matcha though.
I'll drink it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. That may be a little raspy because it does do that.
Yeah, I get raspy too.
Right? But no, there is something like going around, I guess. A lot of sinus like here. I don't have any of that stuff, but people have been
Allergies.
falling out, going down like a ship.
And like the children are sick and they're like full of energy and just doing everything. I'm in my bed like feel like I'm dying. It's like I'm almost 40, so I mean, yeah, your body does not heal the same way as it used to. It takes a long time.
I got you. So what are you doing? What are you taking for?
Right. I have my ginger lemon honey tea. I have these drops, like cold drops mister. It's menthol. I don't know if that's healthy,
Ooh,
but it works. It stops my coughing. I'm taking echinacea, and it's called sambucol, I believe. It's got like some English ivy, licorice, and some other thing in it. It's all herbs.
yeah.
That's what I've been doing, and I have not. I am 420 friendly, but I have not been smoking. Just these crazy edibles that I got from a friend.
Oh
It's
my,
like 40 grams, but it's 1,000 milligrams of
yeah,
THC.
yeah.
I was paralyzed. I was in a coma. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like gasoline. It tastes like gasoline. You're like,
Yeah, yeah. Have you been
whoa. So,
have you been gargling with salt water?
no, I really just,
The neti
I've been,
pot?
no, I'm not even congested in the nasals. It's
Really?
just the upper respiratory that is, yeah. So I've
Gotcha.
been coughing up the catarrh
Yeah,
or
yeah,
mucus, the
yeah,
phlegm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Um,
gotcha.
but other than that, like I want to let everyone know I am a doula. I'm a certified holistic doula. If you don't know what a doula is, simple terms, it's a birth coach.
Yeah.
I birth women. I birth women. I coach. I mean, I have birthed girls, but I coach women while they're pregnant, during pregnancy, and then during the postpartum stage. And um, a big part of being a doula for me is being in tune with yourself and your body as a woman. That's really key. And I have been a little bit delinquent with my own body. In BC, British Columbia, Canada, where I live, they state you should get tested every 5 years for a pap smear. You should have your pap smear after 5 years. Unless you're pregnant, of course, then you get tested a lot while you're. I swear the amount of people that have been in that area because of pregnancy, I'm just like, okay, legs open, ready to go.
Right,
Let's do
right,
this.
right.
But because I've had history with irregular cells on my cervix, I've had a colposcopy and I've also had a LEEP. Malachi's 5 years. So I'm like, well, I should get a pap smear done. So I heard of this new program we have in British Columbia. I don't know if you have the same kind of program out there, but it's a cervix self-screening kit. It's a new thing they're doing. And so I went onto the BC Cancer Society website and I applied for my kit and it came in the mail.
Oh, wow.
Right? So
Yeah.
it comes with it comes with all the instructions, the little oh, it's so bright. Yeah, the little
No, so you
collection
can freaking do it yourself?
do it yourself. Yes. And not everyone, I feel like not everyone, if you apply, you don't automatically get approved. They have to approve it and then send you the kit. But because I think because of my history with precancerous cells, they sent this to me. So once you've completed the test, you mail it in and you get your results in 4 to 6 weeks. So, yes,
You
I will
know,
be
I got
checking.
some questions. I got some
Yeah.
questions.
Yes.
And, um, yeah. So I don't know if the viewers know, we don't go off script. We don't, all of this is
You don't
just,
have a script.
yeah, we
Yeah.
just start. So let's back up and say, I know you're a doula. Do you only come in while the woman is pregnant, or do you can also coach the woman on how to get pregnant?
Yes, I can coach them with fertility as well. Yeah, for sure.
So, question number one. This is for
Yes.
a person that asked me, that no, didn't ask me. They told me not, it doesn't matter what you eat, you can still get pregnant. It doesn't matter if you smoke, you can still get pregnant. It, none of that science stuff matters. When God wants you to have a baby, it will happen. Is there any truth behind that? Now, not knocking if you pray about it and it happens and it just so happened, but are there certain tests to say, hey, you're low in this to get pregnant? You need to do this, you need to do this. And should you detox before getting pregnant? I know it's a lot of questions and
Okay. I'm good. Bring them.
okay.
I'll start with saying that you could be extremely unhealthy and still get pregnant. Correct. Yes. I wouldn't say that it doesn't matter if you smoke. I wouldn't say that it doesn't matter if you're eating like a garburator, just putting anything in your mouth. You can get pregnant. People who do very hard drugs get pregnant. People that drink excessively get pregnant. Does it mean you're going to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby? No, that's not guaranteed. But even as a healthy individual, healthy, whatever this term healthy, I hate it so much. But even if you don't do any of that, it could just be your genetics and your husband's genetics don't work well together, so you will not have a healthy baby. So I feel like everything affects your pregnancy. Everything affects your chance at getting pregnant. And in regards to detoxing, yeah, I feel like getting on a regular exercise regime and doing a detox. And by detox, because that's also a weird word. But yeah, cleansing, creating a whole new lifestyle. Let's just put it that way. We're going to create a cleaner health lifestyle for you. Yeah, more exercise and yeah, change your diet for sure to help promote healthy pregnancy and to promote a successful pregnancy and to promote successful implantation because that's a lot of the problem. So you can definitely get pregnant under any circumstance, but is it going to be a good pregnancy? That's questionable. Yeah.
Correct.
And as a doula, I can only advise and I can only provide information and coach them and support them and get people to stand up for themselves and what's right. But at the end of the day, it's your choice and I have to support your choice. And I'm not going to be your doula if I don't support your choices. I'm not the right doula for you.
That makes sense.
Did I
Well,
answer all the questions? more.
Yeah, you did. So I have a couple more.
Good.
But yeah, you answered all of them. Now with it, okay, from my experience, I was never told not to have sex before getting a pap smear, before or after. Like I was never told that. I was also never told, when the appropriate time to go and
Okay.
like, do I go before I have my menstrual? Do I go after? Now, here in America, it's yearly. You go yearly. You go yearly.
Yearly. Okay.
With um, my doctor said for me every 5 years because you're healthy every 5 years.
Yes. Yes.
But I was going every year, every year, every year. So I'll
I
let you
think it's the
answer.
age related as well. I think it's age related as well. Once you get to a certain age category, and then of course they change the rules all the time.
So are you saying like virgins should never go and have a PEP? Or are you saying when you're younger, you should go more often? If you've had a child, you should go less often? Like, just those
I
are just
believe,
questions.
okay. Once you're sexually active, that's when you start going for pap smears, in my opinion. Yes. Um, because that's when things can happen in regards to like STIs and whatnot. And HPV, that is what this test, that's what this kid is really scanning for is HPV. Um, and sexually active means any type, oral or like penetration, because you're introducing foreign bacteria to that area of your body. So yes, once you're sexually active, yeah, you should go and look at whatever the requirements are in your state or province, because they won't allow. I don't think unless there is an issue, I don't think the doctors would even like allow you to. Well, you're good. Like even with me, they were like they had to check my records, like, oh, are you even eligible for this? Blah blah blah, and I was like, so yeah, I would say once you're sexually active, when you're pregnant, you have to get tests. They test you automatically for STIs. They test you automatically for everything. They do blood tests. They do all of that kind of stuff while you're pregnant. You don't really have a choice. I mean, unless you don't have a caregiver, which to me is insanity. People do these things called what is it called? Free birth, I believe. And they don't have a midwife. They don't have doulas. They don't have a doctor. They just give birth on their own. They don't get any ultrasounds, which is fine. That's a personal choice. They don't get any tests done. To me, no, that doesn't, to me, that is not, I don't advocate, I don't promote that. That's not safe. To me, that is unsafe. So please have a care provider, please. And when you're older, I believe it does change. Like once you're sexually active, then they tell you, okay, you have to test every so often. And then I do believe it goes by age because once you get into, I think once you start menopause and all that stuff too, like I believe everything changes. And then, like I said, the rules change just because they new information, new research, new discoveries. So then they change their rules. Did I answer the questions?
Right? Okay. Yes, you did.
Yes.
Got another one because this stuff
Okay.
pops up. This stuff, I'm asked
It
these
does.
questions. And it's funny that we're talking about this, and these are things that I haven't come to yet to talk about. I was told that you can get pregnant, and I asked them to pull it up. You can get pregnant having anal sex.
What?
I am not kidding. I am not kidding whatsoever. I am not freaking kidding. And I said, how? Where are the fallopian tubes? Where, how? But
Maybe? What the fuck? gonna shit it out? I'm so dead right now.
Me
They
too.
did
This
take
is
our
a grown person.
Was this a male or a female?
It was a
Do they
male.
identify
It
as a male?
it was a male.
At least it was a man, not someone with actual vagina and ovaries that thought this, because I'd be very sad for this person. I'm very sad for this person still, though.
Right. Right. Right.
I understand. Maybe you're a 5-year-old boy like Malachi. Maybe Malachi thinks babies come out of bums or something,
Right.
like because he's 5,
Right.
like a grown human.
Right. A
No,
grown
I'm
human.
gonna set the record straight. No, you cannot get pregnant from anal sex. What was
Now,
their reasoning?
is that 100%? Or is that 99%?
Ejaculating inside your anus, you're not getting pregnant from the ejaculate that is inside of your anus. Like, that is just not a thing. Like, there's nothing inside your anal cavity or your rectum or your colon that can encourage or even facilitate a pregnancy. That is impossible. Are they saying that when he pulls out and the cum comes out and some can get into the vagina and you get
No.
pregnant? Is that what they're saying?
Nope. None of that. Nope, nope, no.
I almost have to go. Like, is this? I'm googling this. What? Because
It's crazy.
where did you get this information from?
It's crazy. And I was like, look that up. Like, you don't even have to have a certification to know that can't even happen. You just have to have common sense. Come on.
It says, first thing, healthline.com. Can you get pregnant from anal sex? Strictly speaking, the answer is no. And anal sex is an effective way to avoid pregnancy. What? Then it says, however, if semen enters the vagina at any point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe they're
Right.
thinking as you pull out, the jizz leaks out or the ejaculate leaks out and goes into the vagina.
I would think you would get a yeast infection before you got pregnant from that.
You could, it would be, yeah, especially if you're not washing afterwards. Like, if you wash properly and you use like your povidone iodine and whatever, and you're clean, you should be fine. You take your probiotics like daily, and you shouldn't be having anal sex more than every 3 days anyways. If that's something you're into, that is just for health wise, you've got to let it. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if anything, you would get more complications like that. Pregnancy? No.
And why this came up was because about AIDS.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what these guys at my job talk about. Are you ready?
I think so.
I don't think you're ready because I wasn't ready. They said, and these are men, grown men talking to grown men. Which one would you do? Would you fuck a chicken or fuck a man? And
so
you have to
if
pick
I'm a
one.
man, if I have a penis,
you have to do one.
Okay, but in this situation, I'm a man.
They didn't come to me with it because they know better. They were just talking.
So it's
men talking to each other. Yeah.
Would you fuck a chicken or another man?
And I told them, don't answer. You just don't answer that. Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything about bestiality. And I have nothing against men with men, but I don't want to hear nothing. But they talk about this kind of stuff. So then, all of them except for one said a chicken. And then the one that said a man, because he didn't want to get AIDS. And I said, well, where do you think AIDS comes from? They said a monkey. That shit has been debunked forever ago. Oh, and then I had to pull out proof articles. And then they got upset because Dr. Staby is the one that, with the anal and the gut and this and that. So
you're causing anal fissures and you're
They
getting toxins in your
they're,
bloodstream now.
they're like, no, 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 that is not how the AIDS is not from being gay.
Well, I mean, based on the fact that someone thought you could get pregnant from anal sex, I feel like their level of intelligence is perhaps.
And I'm like, what you're listening to is not even factual. A fucking monkey, and you also think you come from a monkey too.
I mean, we do have rhesus.
Not everybody.
Rhesus.
Not
No,
everybody.
some are Rh positive, some are Rh negative.
Not everybody.
And that's the thing that comes up in pregnancy too, because if the mom and dad don't sync up, there's a thing you got to do because the baby can get all fucked up and shit. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
And
But I can't say I come from a fucking monkey, because then what monkey is that? The monkey should be extinct because we've evolved from that monkey. So what species of monkey is it specifically? And no, evolution is racist anyways, and Darwin is racist, and
but they don't get, oh, they got so mad at me, yelling at me, cussing at me, all sorts of stuff. And I'm just like, here's the actual PD. Here you go. This is an actual article that debunked everything that you just said about the monkey. That was not even true. You know?
right.
I said, yeah, they're not going to put it out there. I said, the media put that shit out there for you.
Of course. Again,
Not
programming.
right. You know, I said, you haven't heard about kids getting AIDS that's never had nothing?
I don't know. I mean, depends if a child is molested or raped by someone who has who. I mean,
So there was,
I'm sure there are children with HIV/AIDS for sure.
but do you also know Kary Mullis? Dr. Kary Mullis, Kary. He is the inventor of PCR, the PCR test.
PCR test? Why am I not knowing what PCR test is?
PCR is basically what we use to, he said if you take PCR, you can literally, if you want to be nasty with it, you can be nasty. He talked about AIDS and how it's very rare people actually get HIV. It's a very rare, like, yeah, you hear it everywhere, but it's actually rare that a thing is a thing with the PCR test, because he's the inventor of the PCR test. And y'all can look this stuff up. And I don't think I have his book here at my house here, but they use PCR to test you for COVID too.
Yeah, they do. I was just reading that actually. Yes.
So COVID and AIDS are using
viruses. So
correct. But he said that you can't use PCR to say if you have something. Did you know this?
No.
I'm going to send you the video too. He says you can't. Yeah. You can't say it's good or bad.
Okay.
He's. Well,
I just don't think having viruses are not good. They're lowering your immune system, period, all the time. You're always suppressing that shit, constantly suppressing it. You're working on suppressing it, keeping it suppressed, and then like eradicating it. But it's a process to eradicate viruses. And so it's a lot. It's a lot of extra strain on your body. So you're not going to necessarily die from the virus, but the fact that the virus is lowering your immune system, then you're going to be more susceptible for things that like will end your life or will bring you down in the end. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, the discussion didn't get heated. It was just, looked different.
And just to let you know, if animal is an option, I'm not taking animal option. I'm not gonna be.
I would not be taking a human option because I think I won't get something. I'm not gonna. No, I said first of all, I'm not putting that type of information in my field whatsoever. So I'm not even gonna answer that. And if anything, I'll be a murderer. Okay. Yeah. And I'll murder the chicken before I murder the human, because somebody will eat the chicken, just not me.
Someone will eat the human.
That too.
Just not
But what I'm just saying,
you sell that shit on the dark web. Just go on the
right? The last question is, I know all these questions, right?
I love
Is when do you go? When is the appropriate time for a woman before
Got
her
you.
period, 2 weeks after, a week after, a day after, during her period, that she should go and spread her legs?
Not during your period. Not during your period. They can't do tests during your period. But when you're finished bleeding, when you're not bleeding, you're good to go. Yeah, anytime. That's fine. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend having sex. I wouldn't recommend having a man ejaculate inside of you without a condom on prior to going to your test, because they can tell that you've had, keep it clean. You can wait 12 hours. You can wait 24 hours to have your test and then, be active. I wouldn't recommend having sex. Some tests, you shouldn't. You're told you're not supposed to have sex prior to, especially when you're pregnant. I forget what the test was. GBS? No, there's a swab test you have to do. You have to swab your vagina, and then you same swab, and then you swab your butthole. You're testing for GBS. I feel like that's what it's called, GBS.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you're not bleeding, you're good to go.
So,
yes.
Is the doctor really supposed to scrape something off your cervix? Is that why it's painful?
I never have pain. I've never had pain from cervical swabs. This is a swab. So
discomfort? You never had discomfort?
I don't stick it inside my cervix per se. It's like you're swabbing on the outside around it. Okay. I don't have pain. Maybe it's because I've given birth 4 times and I don't remember ever having pain. You might have a little bleeding, like a smidgen of bleeding afterwards, because the cervix doesn't like to be touched, really. It doesn't like to be disturbed. So it can cause a little bit of bleeding afterwards. But I've never had pain or discomfort from having a pap smear. Have you? Every time? It can be. I guess it could be.
So
I don't know. I've never
the last time that I had one, which was 5, actually now 6 years, I need to go.
See if they do self-screenings over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
They used a heater. The prongs were heated.
Okay, they can warm up the speculum. Yes.
See? Well, the speculum was metal.
Yeah.
Then all the other times, and they were big.
Plastic. Oh, at least a big one. Oh.
Right. And they're like, well, they can't. And then they had to turn it open.
Yeah, they open it up. Yep. It goes. It's like a little
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I'm curved, because it's very highly. Is
it pronated? Pronated cervix? What do you call it? Pronated?
Very not comfortable.
Interesting.
Yeah. The last time, it wasn't as bad as the other times.
Really? Okay.
It just doesn't seem this just doesn't seem like I should be doing this.
Okay.
Just like the one time I got my breast exam. Hell no. Never again.
I've never had that.
Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. I think your country say you can't. It's against the law or something. We're allowed.
We do them. It's at a certain age, though. I think it's once you get to age 40 or 45. 40, I think it is. You don't start doing mammograms until you're 40. And that's something I teach. I can teach women how to do self-exams.
Do it yourself.
You do it yourself.
I think it's Switzerland, somewhere.
I don't have anything, so it's easy to do a self-exam. I couldn't imagine if you had double D's, though. That'd be then you have a machine that's squishing your
And there's not saying that don't do it, but there is a lot of articles saying that it's causing more harm than it.
I mean, for me, it's all about prevention,
You can do
right?
this. You
You
ain't
can
got
do your
nothing
own
to.
self-tests too, and then I think a mammogram should be done if, I mean, I'm all about prevention. So whatever your version of prevention is and whatever you're comfortable doing, if you're okay with going and getting mammograms, do it. Like, I'm not going to say don't get it done, because that, to me, that doesn't sound good coming from like someone in the health field. Like, I just, no, if that's how you're going to check for it, cool. But I really do encourage a self-examination. And then if there is something, if you're unsure, get it checked further. Yes.
1,000%.
Yeah, because a lot of the time you might just be creating the situation.
1,000%.
Just manifest it, right? So
Right. I do agree with you on the self-check.
yeah, yeah. As
I
long as you
do.
know how to do it, though.
Right.
And if you're unsure, holla. There's so many videos online. Huh? Um, and when you're pregnant, your midwife does all of that stuff too. They check. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So this has been great.
I can't wait. I
Great
hope he gets his wife
information. Huh?
pregnant. I hope that guy gets his wife pregnant through anal sex.
That is so funny. That is
That shit killed me.
hilarious. And then again, I feel bad for the person that thinks they just go ahead and do a man.
I mean, if it's between a man and a chicken, I'm sticking with my human race. I'm first of all, you think about a chicken. It's gonna make chicken noises. It's gonna smell like a chicken. What if you kill the chicken in the act? Because, like, let's be realistic. This is not something a chicken should ever have to go through. Now you're a murderer. Not only are you assaulting an innocent animal, but you're potentially a murderer through chicken sex. Ah!
Okay.
Now you want death on your dick. No, you want death on your dick? Chicken on your dick? I just can't. I can't, girl.
So they also said God sees bestiality. Yeah.
He sees everything.
Yeah, but it's like he thinks it's worse. If he had like,
Bestiality is worse.
yeah. So that's why he won't be a chicken
So bestiality is worse than.
in God's eyes.
I mean, I can't speak for God, and
But
I don't
God
know
didn't
what
make
God.
the chicken. But
I
God
don't
didn't
know what
make
God.
chicken.
What?
God did not make a chicken.
Well, yeah, he made everything.
He didn't make no chicken.
There's wild chickens. Yes, there
Old
are.
MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
No,
Everything
because they didn't create chicken out of thin air. They hybrided. The chickens that we eat are hybrid, but there's wild chickens. Yes, there's fowl. They're called fowl. They're wild fowl, and they've taken those genetics
But what
and
I'm
they've.
saying, man created chicken, not God.
Man hybrided the chicken we eat today, but man didn't create it. He's not a god. He's a man. God created everything. God gave us free will. God gave us the ability to do what we do, because there are the original chickens, right?
Well,
These are the hybrid.
I was
I'm
taught.
gonna get like high fat, high meat, low this, low that. Like, they pick and choose the features they wanted for these chickens that we eat. But yeah, they're foul. God did create the fowl. Yes.
Well, everything on the old McDonald, they say you're not supposed to eat nothing that old McDonald on the farm. No.
Well, no, God doesn't say that. God actually says you there's clean and unclean animals. That's what I read in the Old Testament. Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Cloven hoofs and what chews its cud and doesn't chew its cud, and but that was also in a time like to me that's more for survival, because there was a time where maybe there wasn't vegetation, maybe there wasn't the proper, so you got to, God was like, I don't want all y'all to die off, so you got to eat something. And then you got to look at your haplotype. You got white in you. You best be eating some eggs, girl. You best
Yeah.
be eating some fish. You got white. You got that alpine haplotype in you, just like me.
But I'm dark though.
Still
I'm
part
not
of you.
Drake.
Still in your. No, you're not Drake.
But yeah, everybody in my family's different when it comes
No, you're
to.
straight grandma. You're your grandmother, not even your great 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 great. No, your grandma is German.
1,000.
What do you call
1,000.
it? Listen, you can eat McDonald's. You gotta just work out. Let's just put it there. Whatever you're gonna eat, just make sure you're balancing and compensating it with proper physical activity, and then like, yeah. But at the end of the day, when you're old and shit, your shit's gonna break down. My dad's in his almost 70 now, and I was like, yeah, life catches up on you. It's all fun and games when you're in your 20s,
Yeah.
30s, 40s, 50s. Things start like popping up. 60s, 70s, forget about it. 80s, if you make it that long, good on you. Yeah.
But you also got to promote those ladies and gentlemen that are in those years and they're at
Yeah.
their prime, though.
Yeah, right. They did it up. They worked hard.
And they
Yeah.
may have done it like when they were 50, but still they look dang on
They
great.
look, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all about choices. And you can't be like, well, I used to do all this when I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm like, but you stopped. So why you can't be surprised now that you have cancer because you stopped how many years ago? So yeah, it's all about lifestyle choices.
It is.
Choices.
It really is. So you say, as long as I'm working out, I can go have McDonald's.
I mean, it's better. It's better. If you're having McDonald's and not working out, it's better to work out and have McDonald's.
And what type of
But I don't think.
workout?
Oh, you got to do that cardio. You got to get that calisthenics in. You got to get all of that in. Push-ups. You got to do your. Unless you have a knee injury, do your jumping jacks. Do your jump rope. You know, just be physical. Walk for frick's sakes. Walking. That's one of the hugest things I promote as being a doula. Walking. Walk
Okay.
before you get pregnant. Walk while you're pregnant. Walk while you're in labor. Walking will get the baby out. As long
Okay.
as you don't have pre-existing conditions that don't allow you to work out or walk. Some people have high risk pregnancies or whatever. Or so I mean, but yeah,
Boss.
mouse.
I can talk about, I love talking and I love hearing about health tips and everything like that. I really would like for us to, for our next live, maybe talk about
Yeah.
diabetes because I do have someone, they don't know how much I know when it comes to health and stuff like that. I will
Okay.
say a little bit and then they'll just cut me off. So I just don't say anything else. I don't go around promoting that I know a lot. I just drop little gems here and there. Hey, get outside. Make sure your brother gets some fiber, you know? And they want to eat cantaloupe. They want to eat all the fruit in the world after their sugar count was 800. And I just promote, maybe need to eat some bitters and get outside, walk,
Yeah. Or just
drink more
stick
water.
to green apples.
Stick to
You gotta
what?
have that fruit. If you gotta have that fruit, stick to green apples.
Wouldn't it be green apples and a protein, like you said in the past, like a tahini or something, right? Balance it.
Yeah.
Because he was almost
Exactly.
in a coma,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And
That's gonna.
they promoted more insulin.
Of course they did. That's their answer.
Mm-hmm. And the insulin is very expensive. So,
Oh, so I don't know how it works.
yeah, it's not free. So I did uh, send them the class. And I do have, I really wish Dr. Inky had like a simpler book.
Well, the classes make the book simple.
Okay.
He's gone through book 1 now, and it took 7 videos, and those are between 1 and 2 hour long videos So he breaks it down. That's what I love about the class is if you're ever confused, the classes break it down for you step by step, simple, understanding, but still very technical at the same time. Like you learn a lot. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Simple and Anki is just,
I know,
it's
I
like, that's
know,
my
I
best
know, I
line.
know, I know, I know. And maybe you and I could get together,
Yeah.
and just, I don't want to use the terminology simple, stupid, but
Um, just,
green and gold, green and glow made easy. Because it's so true. I don't know if people get it. The more green you eat, the glowier you get, you
come
know?
on, people. It's obvious.
You know? And not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying Carly's perfect, but
I am perfect. No, just kidding.
I am perfect too, though. But I get it. I wish we were closer too, because I feel like both of us would do so much better when we have like
We would.
support.
I could like just drive to your house in 20 minutes. That would be great.
Yeah, right? It's
Like
so
3 days
great.
worth.
So great. Like we'd be walking this and that, all sorts of stuff all the time.
Yep, you'd be
So
helping with the children.
yes, that would be so fun. I would enjoy that. I really would.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I
fencing.
don't mind your children.
Yes, I know what you mean. I'm children specific.
Hmm.
Off, off the top,
Right.
don't really like children.
I
Love my
gotcha.
children though.
Right.
Love babies though. Babies,
Baby. Yep. Right.
love a baby.
That's why
They
you're
can't talk
moving.
yet.
Yeah.
They're not learned bad habits yet, and
Right.
their parents haven't turned them into little assholes. And so yeah, babies are great.
Yeah. Right. So, but no, I really would like for us to touch just a little bit. Maybe keep it. Maybe something that we can do 15 minutes.
Okay, well, let's
And
find
then
it out.
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
until next time, y'all.
Side.
We gotta come with the vegan side
All
and
right. V for
V for
oh.
vendetta. I
I
know.
don't.
Where was this? I like this. I like that. You got the upside down V and a heart. Oh,
Oh.
that's so cute. I love it.
What is
That
this
can,
now that you're doing?
it's upside down and it's a heart.
How are you hearting with your thumbs?
Yeah, see? Take the
Like
heart
wings?
and see the
Or
V. See the V with the
yeah.
heart. And do it to the side. I don't know. Anyway, no, this
I
has
gotta
been
I
awesome.
gotta go make a smoothie. I gotta go make a smoothie.
Make it, girl. Smooth it out.
I will.
As we sign off, I'll let it play when you see him in the street.